So today we're gonna take a look at a scenario where civilization starts over. We're now on episode 4 of this series, and in the last episode we saw a bunch of things happen. And the main one being the green team in getting coup d'etat and now has an imperialist government, and they basically attack like all of their neighbors. And they're starting to look like the Roman Empire, or like the purple team from Adi's Pros WICSO at their territorial height. And they made a few puppet states, this French one and also this like Serb one. And they got a new Bulgarian ally because of the war with the purple team. And we saw Caucasia expand a bit, and like civil war happened here, and that just resulted in 2 new countries here, the gray team and the forest team. And we saw the Lion team finally discover Mesopotamia, and thus they expanded into it along with their pal, the Teal team, and they decided to move their capital from here to Cyprus. I wonder how that's going to turn out. And next, we actually saw the Squirrel Country annex all the British Isles, but then it just broke up into like 200 pieces. Okay, that's a bit exaggerating, but you get the point. And yeah, now let's get into the action. Well, first off, the red team, they were actually quiet for last episode. Oh. And you're probably wondering, well, what are these guys up to? Well, they're gearing up for something. And the first thing they're gonna do is make the first ever alliance. And these guys are gonna be, drumroll please, the Diamond Team, or the Rhombus Team, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, the Diamond Team, that's cool. And this alliance includes the Catalonian country, this Scottish country, this purple old country, and lastly, the brown team, Georgia basically. They also join in on this alliance. And it's basically like a military alliance, like attack one, attack all type of alliance. And this alliance was mainly made to like be imperialist and to also counteract the green team's expansion. But nobody's taking wind of it because the green team has been silent for a few years. So yeah, it was peaceful here for about a while, but that's gonna change soon with, you guessed it, war in the British Isles. And war in the British Isles is gonna start because this like greater London banana colored country is gonna start to invade the Welsh country over here. And first off, uh, uh, banana team troops start to pour in. And first of all, they're doing pretty good. They managed to get to a major city right here and managed to cut off a chunk of the purple-ish team. But then reinforcements come along, and there's a stalemate here. But you want to know what breaks this stalemate? This country here joining on the war on the side of Wales. So they start to invade this country, and the reason why is because they don't want this country to start bullying other countries. So yeah, a swarm of troops are coming in, and this team was not expecting this because they had I'd say average relations with this guy, but they were friendly. And now, so while the yellow team is distracted, Wales is gonna push back and capitulate most of their land, and then yellow teamish troops start pushing in the English back. I don't know what to call these guys. I'll just call them the Northern English country. So yeah, they start pushing them back, and then the Coral team. decide to join this war, and their troops start flying in, and they capture the capital, and thus the yellow team surrenders. And let's see what a peace deal would look like. And trust me, it's gonna be really bad for this yellowish country. First off, the coral team, they get all of this, like most of what the red team used to have. Next up, the Welsh country, they get all of this, and bada bing, bada boom. And lastly, this navy country, they get all of this, which is a big old chunk. Boom. And boom. So yeah, England looks a bit different. I wonder how long these borders are gonna last. But the red team saw an opportunity. While these guys focus more of their military up here to focus on this war, the red team saw this as an amazing opportunity to declare to invade the coral country, and that's what they do. They completely capitulate this enclave, and they start to move into Normandy. And these guys, they were not expecting this, as because they had a truce for 5 years. But unbeknownst to the Coral Country, the person that wrote the treaty accidentally wrote 2 years instead of 5 years. They got confused, and the red team knew for a while that they could invade this country at any moment, and that was the time. And it would probably be 4 years now after the treaty between these guys were signed. So yeah, they were not expecting this, and most of their assets were up here, and now they're just pouring into here. But it's already too late. The red team in well, the red team capitulates. It's like all of Normandy except this little bit that just holds on. Mm. And the coral team knows that this is a war they cannot win. They're fighting against like the second or strongest country here. So yeah, they surrender or, or to the red team. Now let's see what a peace treaty would look like between these guys. And trust me, it's not gonna be pretty at all. Like the coral team is gonna get royally screwed. First off, the red team, they get this enclave. Boom. And then they basically get all of Normandy except this little tip, because the coral team wasn't gonna agree to any deal unless they had this little chunk, cause trade routes. So yeah, they got this little piece. The coral team is a bit happier than before, but the red team is super happy because they just got most of their old land back. Yeah. First off, why am I saying first off? Next up, there's gonna be a union between these two guys. The Chargers team decides to join up with the pink team because they are like prime material for the green team to invade. So they thought, hey, maybe if we're unionized, maybe they won't invade us. So yeah, that union looks like this. Boom, boom. This new purple country has arrived. And now the Chargers team or the pink team didn't get wiped out. Basically, they just united. And that's why they had two capitals. I'm probably comparing this to the green team union. And that's like less of a union. That's more like we're unionized, but I have much more superiority than you. So yeah. Hmm. Next off, we're gonna see the gold team try to expand and over here into the desert. But since they lost most of their assets in the war with the green team, they can't do much. And this is basically all they get to expand. They basically get to like get this. And the green team is like, whoa, 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 you can't do that. And the gold team is like, yes, I can do that. And the green team was like, no, you can't. That's a violation of our treaty. And they're like, well, what are you gonna do about it? And the green team is like, if you expand even 1 millimeter, I'm going to wipe your face off of this planet. And the gold team is like, oh, okay, we got the message. Okay. And the green team is like, and don't think of invading your neighbors. And the gold team is like, oh dang it. Well, anyway, let's talk about the yellow team because they have not done jack shit in the last few episodes. And they're basically set uh, at sail at the sea. And you want to know what they do? They decide to invade Sardinia and take on the blue team. And the blue team is like, oh, hey, can you stop that? And the yellow team is like, okay. And then they're like, actually, we change our mind. And they're like, bro, seriously, can you not? And Sardinia is now yellow team land. Hooray! Now the yellow team has a good base point for trying to colonize down here if they want to. And that's what they're gonna do. But then the green team intercepts. They know what the yellow team is trying to do, and they basically blow their ships up. And the yellow team was like, hey, why did you do that? And the green team is like, we don't want you expanding into our land. And the yellow team is like, well, that's not your land. Well, it is now because the green team basically just decided to do this. And boom, boom. And the yellow team is now like, well, fudge you then. Eh? And now tensions rise between these two countries, one significantly more powerful than the other. Now, let's check on Asia. What have they done? Well, the Lion team has been exploring more of Asia, well, more like the Middle East, but you get the point. They discover more of southern Arabia. They do a pretty good job, and they also discover this. They go down here, and they basically discover all of the Persian Gulf and Qatar along the way. So yeah, the Lion team is now a happy camper for now. Oh, and they basically, although they haven't explored these lands per se, they basically just claim all of this. So yeah, now the Lion team is looking good. They can even rival the red team and the green team at this rate because they are expanding quickly. Although they haven't explored these lands, they just claim it because land equals happy camper. So yeah, they basically claim all of this. Boom, 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 boom. So yeah, the Lion team is now looking good. Well, Lion team is now looking pretty good. They can even rival the red team and the green team. And the green team doesn't like that. Well, but what can you do? You can't invade them. Because if you invade them, you might get the red team involved because the red team has good relations to these guys. So yeah, you don't want that. You probably lose all of your empire doing that. So they decided to hold off. Meanwhile, the teal team, they claim all of this. You can't claim as much as the Lion team because the Lion team said that you can get these lands. And the teal team doesn't want to, well, and the teal team doesn't want to anger the and the teal team doesn't want to anger the lime team because they have good relations. So yeah, they just claim about that. And relations are growing stronger between these two guys. So yeah, we might see a old empire happen over here, but that might be for the future. Meanwhile, the teal team, they are basically just expanding into Egypt. So yeah, they decide to go along the Nile, and they basically claim everything east of it. That that doesn't go beyond the Red Sea, and they basically just start to expand to more of Egypt, and they decide to settle a peace treaty with these guys over here, and that treaty is gonna look something like this. The the reddish country, they get all of this and this, and the teal team, they get leftovers, which is boom. And then some groups from here and here, they decide to like make their own country, and their country is gonna be indigo-ish, and yeah, they just form about here. And before these guys can react, they start getting really big really fast because they got a lot of population. So yeah, they start getting really big really fast, and they basically encompass all of this land. And the green team is like, can you not? And they're like, no, and they keep going. And wow, they're getting really big really fast. And then this is like about what they can do, because uh, they don't have any more resources to expand. So yeah, we have a new country over here. Yay! Their capital is gonna be at their center point, which is here. So now we're like at the age where trade routes are important, and you'd be right saying that. So mm, trade routes are now gonna be a thing from now on. Ooh. That was funny. So yeah, let's make the trade route layer. And this trade route for now doesn't go to many places, but for the places it can go, well, it goes like this, and then it goes down here and it meets up with the capital of the maroon country, and it goes along the coast. They pass through these guys and a major city of the green team, and they also and they pass down here and they meet with the capital of this country, okay, and the capital of this country. Okay, this is a bit bigger than I thought, but yeah. And they're working to connect over with this country and make like an intercourse right here. But that's not finished yet. And what they do have they connect to the capital of this country, and they make it over to the teal team's country and capital, and they basically just go through here, and they go through the capital of this country, and then the capital of this country, and then they go through this country and this country, and they're working to make a port like here for this country because they're a little bit angry about that. And then the trade route up above, it goes like this. It goes to the yellow team, and then through the orange team's capital, and the Caledonian country's capital, and the blue team's capital. Then it goes through the capitals of these guys, and then it goes down to the capitals of these guys, like these guys, and they meet up with the purple team's capital, and then it goes like this. And right now they are working to connect it up to the Black Sea, like this, but that's not finished yet. So yeah, this is like what trade routes look like in Europe for now, and in Africa too. hmm And they're also England. They have like their own trade route. It goes like this. So yeah, there are plans to like connect to this country, which they did, but there are also plans to connect up with England's own little trade route thing. But that'll do it for now on trade route, so we can turn this layer off for now, and then turn it back on because this trade route is gonna be important. Almost the green team is getting impatient with these guys, and they're like, "Hey, so how long more do I have to wait for you to do this trade route?" And the brown team, being the one who's building it, is starting to get pretty annoyed with these guys, and they are starting to get thoughts, and everybody knows those thoughts. The thoughts of like, yeah, that thought. But that will be for a later episode. Also, now let's turn the trade route layer off, and now let's turn on the layer for important business. And yeah, the Balkans start to get even more discovered, like this. Oh, not like that. Like this. Whoa! They are discovering the Balkans pretty fast, and they decide to go around the mountains, and they basically go like this. But since green team explorers aren't here, they can't do this because the purple team and the Bulgarian team just have like randos with exploration equipment to do this. So yeah, they can't conquer the Carpathian Mountains yet, but they do conquer. They do explore more of Ukraine. And yeah, that looks about like that. Although they can't conquer the Carpathian Mountains, somehow, weirdly, they can conquer the the Caucasian Mountains. So yeah, that gets discovered as well. And now people know that the Caspian Sea isn't an ocean; it's just a sea. And you wanna know how they know? Well, well, whoa. They're like, oh, well, surely it goes back around like this. But no, they discover it just goes like this. Whoa, interesting. It's water. So yeah, as some groups from the Bulgarian country are thinking of rebelling, but these guys are suppressed in Bulgaria, so they decide we're gonna leave this country and we'll make our own better country. So yeah, they just move into Crimea. So yeah, they basically move into Crimea like this, and they start to get big really fast, fast. And then more countries is start to break off from the Bulgarian team. So yeah, more and more countries start popping up here. Specifically, a purple-ish country. They are like this world's like Moldavia. So yeah, they like look like this. Boom. And then more of this gets discovered. And then a country pops up right here. They are they're gonna be like this weirdish color because I can't find any more colors. So yeah, they're just gonna be this weird color, but not that color, this color. So yeah, and they basically claim all of this. And they're basically gonna be like this world's Russia if they continue growing at this rate. and they somehow how they managed to like get all of this. But this area is highly unstable, but they don't care. They just want to expand, and they're like, and this leader is like really popular, and they managed to move lots of people. Basically, this world's WICSO Russia. So yeah, they continue to annex more land, and they start to get really big, really fast, and they start to get really big, like suspiciously big. Like, how are they doing this? Is there such a new country? Like, there's no possible way that someone can do this. It must be working with someone. Who could it be? Oh, well, that makes a lot more sense. So, oh, these guys were working with the Diamond team all along. So that's how they were able to get really big really fast. Huh. And you remember how I said this area is really unstable? Well, they basically have like a greater autonomy because the Russian country doesn't want to lose to it. And with this greater autonomy, they expand and will not expand, more like they explore more of Central Asia and make it to the Aral Sea, or what's left of it. So yeah, this area is highly unstable, and and they like basically just break off and they do their own thing, and the Russian country is pretty mad about that. Well, what can you do in this small world? So yeah, they basically look something. Well, they do not look like that. That'd be way too big. So yeah, they're really large. They explored the areas I'm coloring in right now, but I'm too lazy to show it. So yeah, they are really large. They're probably receiving outside support as well. I wonder who's funding them. Mm. But anyway, the green team explorers actually managed to get all of this. In other words, I don't like this, the random patch right there. So yeah, now let's do the capitals of these countries. For this country, I'm gonna put the right there, and for the Crimean country, I'll put them right here. And the Russian country, I'll put them. I'll put their capital here. And lastly, this purple country, their capital is gonna be in the more developed areas, so like here. And yeah, now we saw a bunch of new countries over here. That kind of like all stems from Bulgaria. So good job, Bulgaria. Now you have a bunch of countries in Asia. Good job. And these guys are gonna settle in for a border. In other words, I don't like how this looks. So yeah, these guys get this wrong layer. I'm stupid sometimes. So yeah, boom, boom. Huh? Why isn't it coloring in? Tell me why it's not coloring it. Oh! Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot, no wonder. There now. And they also get all of this. And these guys, they get all of this. And this country basically encompasses all the Sea of Azov. So, yeah. Bada bing, bada boom. And then, lastly, the Russian country. I'm gonna call the purple country Kazakhstan from now on. The Russian country, they settle in for these areas. So yeah, this is probably the country that was born quickest is to like join an alliance. And I'm gonna fix the alliance logo so that it doesn't look freakish. Well, okay, now that looks way better. So yeah, that'll do it for today's episode of What If Civilizations Start Over. Please leave a like and subscribe. Comment down below what was your favorite part. And yeah, that's basically it for now. So yeah, bye.